Hello guys and welcome back to the CPC week 7. Yeah, we're already in week 7. So, first of all, we are currently if you've been watching my videos, we're currently 3 and 3 with a -1 differential. So, we're not doing that good, we're not doing that bad. We've had a lot of ups and downs this season with a couple of tough and even close losses. But still we're quite on top of our division, which is quite nicely, and also kind of competing with like the third place of the other division. So meaning if I would be second in my division, I would still make playoffs. So we're still in the run for playoffs, and this match is really important for this because we're facing Sam. Sam is coach of the Emerald City Milotics, and he is in the same conference but the other division, and currently he is there in third place with a 4-2 record. So meaning that if I win this game, we're both 4 and 3, and depending on the the differential of mine or him, which one is a bit better depends on how big the win is. But if I lose this, I'm 3 and 4, he is 5 and 2, and then he's ahead of me, and then it will probably come down to me trying to keep winning my division games and try to clinch a playoff spot in that way. So in that regard, it's quite an important game. But I have some time concerns, so I can't go too in depth. So I will just go over his team and my team fairly quickly. So his team, he brought the Mega Beedrill, the Aromates, the Heatran, the Amoonguss, the Rotom Wash, and the Ambipom. So I definitely expect like the Mega Beedrill, the Aromates for my Latios. Heatran also had quite a nice matchup. Amoonguss could be a number of things. Rotom Wash I kind of expected, like for the Nidoking mainly, and then Ambipom, it's like I have a Registeel, but yeah, that has not reliable recovery, and other than that, Ambipom hits my team quite nicely. Some of the mons he didn't bring, and I quite prepared well for Gliscor. Gliscor is like a mon that can just sit there and sponge hits. So definitely happy to not see that, and also some of his more faster mons in Mienshao and Latias he didn't bring. I get it with the Latias, like I have the Mega Gardevoir, I have things that outspeed it, and I also have my own Latios. And the Mienshao also I have some revenge for it, like Crobat and Infinite mainly. And yeah, I have things like Shaman and Milotic, so it can't really look into one move. And then also no Ditto, which was also quite nicely to see, because if you look at my team, if he had like Scarf, Mega Gardevoir could be scary. And the same goes for Nidoking. So all in all, these 6, I think I'm well equipped with. I'm definitely think okay, he has definitely that Volturn core going around. He has the walls. I was thinking maybe Heatran or Rotom could be like also an offensive mon in this core, or even the Ambipom and Mega Beedrill are for sure offensive. And then the team I bought were Crobat. Crobat is a fairly standard, more bulky Crobat, kind of there to take on the Mega Beedrill mainly and try to cripple his team. Then my Gardevoir is more of an offensive spread with the HP ground, the Psychic, Hyper Voice, hits everything quite hard. Taunt for the walls, like Aromatisse could be nice for it. Then it doesn't have much speed, because due to his speed tiers, everything that was below the 100 mark, like the Gliscor, he could run a speedy Gliscor, but that would more benefit me, because then it's not that bulky to take on my mons. So I didn't put much speed in it, so it's mainly HP and special attack investment. Infinite is a fairly standard choice scarf. Infinite this week, U-turn, Flabblades, close combat, and I thought if he brings the Gliscor and he thinks he can repeatedly switch it in, I have the HP Ice there, if need be. Then Registeel this week is kind of a special set, because I wanted it for rocks mainly. And then I was looking at this team and I thought, okay, Toxic could be nice for like Rotom, which is a main switching for it, but also a Heatran or Gliscor could switch into it. So I thought Earthquake Ice Punch would be nice. So I thought no Iron Head, and then I was looking at Iron Head. I mainly need Aromatisse, I can toxing it, I have other molds for Aromatisse. So I decided on those 4 moves, and then to be able to like almost KO a Heatran / KOing Heatran and 2-shot in Gliscor, I put a max attack, so a max HP, max attack element with Custard Berry, because I can sponge some hits, and if I'm then below the 25% mark, he thinks okay, I can just kill off this Registeel, for example with his Heatran, and then I can surprise him with an EQ and kill him. So that was the plan there. Then Shaman is like similar to the Mega Gardevoir because it has a base 100 speed, so it's mainly HP and special attack investment with a modest nature, and it just has 4 coverage moves in the Seed Flare, the Psychic mainly for the Mega Beedrill and the Amoonguss, the Earth Power mainly there for the Heatran, and then I also had HP Ice mainly for the Gliscor. The item I was kind of debating between quite a lot of things, and in the end maybe I should have went for like something like an Expert Belt, but I was looking at the Steam and I thought maybe a berry could be nice. Ultimately I decided on a Caviar Berry. I thought in hindsight this might not have been the best play, but I thought yeah, maybe if Mega Beedrill doesn't want to U-turn on me but does want to kill, it could be nice. And also Yanshao is quite a threat for my team, and I have some high Gym King switch-ins, but if he tries to like poison them, I don't know. And even Amoonguss, because I have saved goals on Crobat, but if for some reason I lose that, it can also help dealing with Amoonguss. And then Nidoking also, I was looking and I thought Sludge Wave, Ice Beam, Earth Power hits like almost his whole entire team for quite some nice damage. And I was looking if his Aromatisse doesn't have the coverage option, or if the Amoonguss is quite bulky, maybe even the Heatran doesn't have the right coverage options, I can set up a substitute on them and not even take that much damage. So I could run sub leftovers, but I thought he has quite some speedy revenges for me, so why not try a sub Salic Berry Nidoking. So yeah, that's my team I brought this week. Mainly you can see there's no Latios this week. I've just thought the Aromatisse was the big annoyance for it, and some other things I didn't just couldn't find the right 4 moves for the Latios. So I would just hop into the battle. This was quite long already. So I decided to lead off with my Registeel because I saw no haste removal on his side. So I think let me get up those rocks as soon as possible. So he leads Mega Beedrill quite nicely, so he can just U-turn out here and get his Mega up. As he does that, and I just set up my rocks here as comes in the Rotom Wash. So here I'm thinking okay, he's probably going to Volt Switch out. I don't know if he wants to go immediately back into the Mega Beedrill because that takes rocks damage, and I still can healthy enough to take it on. So let me just throw off a Toxic here, but he uses Thunder Wave and immediately I'm fully paralyzed and I think oh no, memories from last week. But yeah, it's unfortunate that I couldn't Toxic this Rotom earlier on, because you will see later on it would have been nice to have the Toxic on this Rotom. So now he just Volt Switch out. I just go for a safe Toxic, thinking like something like don't know, just playing it a bit safe. He goes out into Mega Beedrill again. He doesn't go immediately for the U-turn, he goes for the knockoff. As I thought, okay, Crobat is quite a nice switch in, even if he likes make the double out into, if he U-turns I don't take much damage, and I kind of want my Registeel on the back. Because it's still at a nice amount of health, can take some hits and get some kills. He knocks off and it does almost 50%, and that reveals to me that he's adamant. That also means I outspeed it. So I just go for a safe route because I want this Crobat as healthy as possible. And here it's like okay, he's probably going to Volt Switch again. He reveals leftovers, which is nice for me. So I'm just going out into the Shaman. But he was thinking okay, he probably goes, he could that I would go like Registeel maybe or hard into Nidoking, so he went for the Harder Bomb. Unfortunately he missed. It wouldn't have done that much damage to a Shaman. And here I'm thinking okay, he can't really touch me, he could try to Volt Switch out on me, but what lets me from just throwing off a Psychic like Earth Power for Heatran, that coverage could be quite predictable. Also Aromatisse with rocks might not want, depending on spell, might not want to take 2 Seed Flash. So Among Us, maybe even a cheeky Mega Beetle switch could be his play. So I throw off a Psychic and I get the Among Us right, and it does a lot of damage, revealing to me that he's more of a defensive Among Us. And yeah, I'm max special attack model, so that this quite a hefty amount of damage. So I'm thinking, let me just keep Psychicking. He scouts a bit with the protect, gets some recovery back. He goes out into his Heatran. I decide just to go for Psychic, just keep it safe. Maybe he wants to sack his Among Us, knowing it doesn't do that well versus the team I brought. But now he's at 80%, and I'm thinking, okay, Earth Power probably doesn't kill, but at least it brings it down to Stealth Rock range. I can take like a Lava Plume if he's bulky, because from the Psychic damage he is deaf, most likely. So it puts him in Rocks range, which is really nice, and he probably will just set up his Rocks himself. And that's exactly what he does. He just sets up his Rocks and he's now in Stealth Rock KO range. I just go for an Earth Power because I thought he would probably sack this Mom, and but my other moves are quad resisted and quad resisted Seed Flare, and it's still at like 9-10% wouldn't taken it out. So he goes out into Aromatisse as I Earth Power, and here I'm thinking, okay, I don't know if he has to protect, most likely he has, but let me throw off a Seed Flare. I can scout the damage from there, and I also don't want to go hard into Nidoking and taking like a Psychic in the face. So I throw off a Seed Flare, I miss unfortunately, can't scout the damage that much, but yeah, I know from the spread kind of what it does. Here I'm going out into Gardevoir because I'm thinking, okay, Gardevoir does put in on work, but Mega Beetle and Pom can revenge it like almost always. And Nidoking with the Sub-Cell can still put in a lot of work, and I don't want to take Psychic right now in the face. He just throws off a safe Moonblast, so I'm thinking I could taunt here, but I just go for High Voice, most likely a 2-hit KO. It indeed is a 2-hit KO. So he has to pick a sack. He sacks his Heatran. He gets a crit Moonblast, so I'm a bit lower. I'm still above Stealth Rock range. It doesn't really matter to me. He just goes for a safe U-turn, revealing to me he's not a boosting item, at least not a Life Orb or a Choice Band or something. He goes out into Aromatisse. I don't know if he was like sacking it or trying to wish on me. Maybe he thought he could take an Iron Head, maybe he had to be Bear. No, yeah, it was leftovers. Maybe thinking he could take like, it was not invested in attack, or that he could take like an Iron Head, or that there was Flash Cannon. But I take this opportunity to go out into my Nidoking as he just throws up a safe Wish. And here I'm thinking, okay, I can get up a substitute here, and this was quite nicely because he gets now the Wish back, and now I get off this Sludge Wave damage, revealing that indeed it is Spadef Rotom to try to help take on my Nidoking. So here I just go out safe into Shaman as he just makes a great play of just Volt Switching and knowing I won't risk my Nidoking there. I go here out, kind of pick a sack, and that is my Mega Gardevoir. I could have went like Crobat, but I thought, yeah, that's no point in keeping my Gardevoir, and I kind of wanted to get some momentum back. But he goes Ambipom, and here it's okay. From that U-turn damage, he might be a Scarfed Ambipom, and my game plan from here was okay. Scarf Infernape, like Aromatisse is weakened, Moon's is weakened, outspeed the Beedrill, and Rotom looks also to be in range of 2 Flap Blitzes. So it's looking like Scarf Infernape is going to clean up this game. But if this is Scarfed, that could put a hindrance to it. So I thought, okay, if he Scarf, he outspeeds me, I can get him into Stealth Rock range with this Brave Bird. So let me just go for Brave Bird as he fires off a Fake Out, and revealing to me that he's most likely not a Scarf variant. But I'm also thinking Fake Out could be a bit annoying for my other mons, especially with like the Infernape or the Nidoking if I decide to go that route with the Select Berry. So let me get off enough damage on this with Brave Bird to put it in Rock's KO range, as that's exactly what I do, as he just goes for the attack here. Also I didn't, yeah, and like Rage 2 would lose me momentum, so I didn't want to go into that. Yeah, okay, I'm okay with revealing that I'm a Scarfed Ape, and I just wanted to U-turn because I thought if I Flap List here, it would give Rotom a free switch. I haven't seen its fourth move. It might be like maybe Pain Split, maybe Rest. Didn't want that. So I go out into U-turn out into Shaman, and here he goes out to Mega Beetle. And you see here it's at 26%, meaning it has 2 switch-ins. It has like one other time it can switch in after this time. So if he U-turns and I go out in like Nidoking to take the hit, Infinite to take the hit, I go out into like the Registeel, it means he doesn't do much damage to me. His other 3 mons like Nidoking and Infinite, they don't appreciate, the other 3 mons don't appreciate dealing with them that much. So here I'm thinking he might overprotect and want to stay in, because he wants that kill that way, so he might go for the poison jab, which I can still take with the Capybara, or he might overpredict, or he might not, and I'm okay with second Shaman at this point, because I'm still thinking Infinite and Nidoking together can quite win this game. That's indeed what happens. He kind of overpredicts, goes for the knockoff, as I am able to take him out with Psychic. Here comes the Aromatisse, sorry. And I know even after protect, this Seed Flare, if it connects, it kills it. Luckily it does. He goes out to Amungus, and I'm thinking it's probably outside of Psychic range now, and I still want this Shaman to deal with like the Rotom, because my Registeel doesn't deal that well with the Rotom. Infinite can, I think, because it's Bedef, it one-shots with close combat, but I don't want to risk that and then be T-waved, and then he can 1v1 my Infinite and he can still take a hit from Nidoking. So I thought, okay, Nidoking is quite safe, he can't do that much damage to me. So go out into Nidoking, as he was not sure if he was able to survive Psychic, so he went for Protect. Here I'm thinking, what I thought from my calcs was that if he was just a normal Amungus, it wouldn't be a roll with Giga Drain to break my substitute. So I go for a substitute, thinking that would be nice, and also if he likes to go hard into Rotom, I get up my sub. But this Giga Drain just breaks my sub, and I'm thinking, okay, this probably isn't going to work. Let me just kill him with 2 Ice Beams. So I go for an Ice Beam, and reveal here he does like 35%. So I don't know if I miscalced earlier, but this might be like a more of an invested Amungus, and he does a shit ton of damage to me, but I'm still able to, even after this recovery, to kill him with the next Ice Beam. It also puts me in the Select Barrier range. Doesn't really matter, I outsped this Rotom already, because he didn't bring a speedy Rotom. So I'm thinking, I can try to keep this Nidoking, but Shaman with rocks would still die to like Hydro Pump, and then it might be looking a bit gloom if Infinite wouldn't be able to kill. So I thought, okay, just play it safe, get off the damage with Nidoking, so it's really low the Rotom, and I can kill it with an Ottomon. So that's exactly what I do. But unfortunately for him, he missed the Hydro Pump, so I can kill him with the next Sludge Wave, making this a 4-0 instead of a 3-0. So I'm sorry about that, but yeah, guys, we did it. We won this game, and that means we're back in the running. We're 4-3, he's also 4-3, and Ape still has to play, but we're now at the moment on top of our division. We're also keeping the streak alive of winning, losing, winning, losing, and yeah, we're going to look forward to next week, and I hope I can finally break the streak of winning and losing back to back and try to win 2 in a row. But next week we're facing Togevar, coach of the Arizona Carvanas, if I'm saying that correctly, yeah. And yeah, he's a formidable opponent, and especially in the league format, he's quite a well-known threat. He's also in the MPL, I believe. He made playoffs there, and he's quite a contender. So we will have to try our hardest next week, and hopefully we're able to beat him next week. So yeah, until then guys, bye.